lovers, the moon is a thing of beauty. But to this man it is a deadly curse. When the moon is full, this miserable wretch turns into a hairy, snarling half-man, half-beast. Prowls the night, his fangs thirsty for human blood. He is a werewolf.
Hello, and welcome to the Werewolf by Night podcast, the show where we talk about Marvel's number one lycanthrope, Jack Russell, a.k.a. the Werewolf, a.k.a. the Beast, a.k.a. the Shaggy One, a.k.a. Russell Jackson. I'm your co-host, Matt Howell.
I'm your other host, Jacob Balcom.
And we are welcoming this week returning guest, Michelle from Moonlit Comics. Hey, Michelle.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me back. It's always a pleasure and an honor to join you. And I'm excited for this episode.
I am too. We had you on the schedule for an issue down the road a ways, but Jacob, we just couldn't wait.
Yeah, I saw when I was scheduling Michelle for her appearance. Yeah, it's more towards the end of the season. I realized that we wouldn't record until like the first week in December, and that was unacceptable to me. Yeah. So I just think that Michelle's our most popular guest. We love her. We love talking with her. So I didn't want to wait, and so we're going to have you on twice this season.
Yeah.
Thank you. I hate when you call me your most popular guest because that just feels so strange to me. But I'm glad people like listening to me ramble on about Bronze Age comics with you guys. So, that's awesome. Shouldn't
be strange to you. You are a very well liked comic personality now. So everyone loves Michelle. So we always get the moonlit bump when you're on. So I'm not gonna turn that down.
Can I get a non-metric space and just say I like you as a person and I like having you on the show? So I'm stoked you're here.
Thank you, Matt. Yeah. Thank you, Matt. That means a lot to me. Yeah. You're very
Jacob's
sweet.
Always chasing after the Yankee dollar, and I'm just like, no, man. What's the show about at its heart?
Yep.
Deep in.
Oh yeah, people that know us would agree with that totally.
We're going off the rails already, you guys.
Yeah. We have a voicemail number that you can call in. It's 971-220-5865. That's 971-220-JUNK.
Greetings, werewolves. This is Dr. Bong. I know one of you may know who I am, and I assume the other does not, because he will not read the comics I'm from, despite them being from the Bronze Age. So now is as good a time as any to say, listen to Trapped in a World, the Howard the Duck podcast. That will be all, Carlo.
Well.
All right. Well, I think we know who they were talking about. Matt, who refuses to read Howard the Duck.
When did the word refuse come into that conversation?
You have had a adamant anti-Howard the Duck stance the entire time I've known you. This is a hit piece on you, my friend. We're exposing you and your Howard the Duck hate.
I don't do gotcha questions, first of all. I have a Howard the Duck omnibus.
I know you do.
Okay.
Is that still in the cellophane, by the way?
It's still shrink wrapped, yeah.
Just checking. Checking. That's it.
So I've read through Man-Thing, and whenever the character comes up in Man-Thing, I've read those issues.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I forgot there's a crossover there.
That's where he was introduced, right?
Yeah, he's from Adventure into Fear, 4 or something like that. I can't remember what his...
I refuse to read it.
What is that? That's right. I mean, as someone that refuses to read it. I've been rereading a little bit of Howard the Duck. I have, probably about, maybe a third of the single issues that I'll pick up from time to time. My favorite being the one that a lot of people hate, which is basically just Steve Gerber being like, I'm moving to California. I'm just going to write this as like a road journey of me moving and not really have Howard in it at all. And he turned it in and they actually published it. And it's kind of amazing. I can't remember which issue it is, maybe 16. I'm probably wrong on that. But there's some real genius stuff in there. There's stuff I don't like as well. But yeah, Trapped in a World is a great podcast. I've listened to a couple episodes on the issues that I actually like. And so I'm okay with that. I think we should listen to Trapped in a World.
I'll have to listen to it.
Yeah, me too. Or I will commit to not refusing to listen to it.
That's a step in the right direction, I think, Matt. I'm not a big fan of Howard the Duck. I only have a few, like a single comic issues, but I do have a magazine issue where it's like a Tomb of Dracula spinoff with Howard the Duck as a vampire. And it is amazing. I wonder if the podcast has covered that. I'll have to go check, but that's fantastic in my opinion.
Well, I got called out. Fine. Big deal.
I know you love it. That's your favorite thing.
Yeah. Also, should we also got kind of called out on the fact that our other favorite guest, Brad Elmore, loves to cast characters with age or era appropriate actors that would have played them in a film at that time. And apparently people miss that. So I'm going to play a little clip of this about their casting for what's going on right now.
Okay.
Cool.
Jackson T. Overstreet. Hi, Matt. Hi, Jack. So I was thinking that we need to bring back the Brad Elmore casting call trademark. I think you guys kind of petered out with it, and it was a lot of fun. So I thought I would throw my 2 cents into the ring. So if we were casting Jessica Drew in 1980, I was thinking Joanna Cameron. And you're going to say, who's Joanna Cameron? I'm going to say, remember a little show called The Secret of Isis? It was kind of a spin-off of Shazam. Raven-haired woman. One of, I think I was probably 5 or maybe 4, and she was one of my first crushes. She would be a perfect Jessica. Lindsay McCabe. Cheryl Teagues. She actually did a little work acting. And then I'm pretty sure you guys cast Buck Cohen, but I thought I'd also give this one a try. Peter Fonda. He was 40 years old exactly in 1980, and he's got a little bit of the gravitas, and he's seen some shit. And then my favorite one was Tatterdemalion. I think Jack Palance would have been perfect because, Jack Palance would do anything, and could you just hear that voice coming out from behind that raggedy old The Shadow knockoff? But anyway, thanks, guys. Bye.
Matt, I've missed the casting as well. I haven't jumped on it because I'll have to admit I'm not as good as you or Brad is. I think Brad is the best. His casting decisions are always pretty much spot on. That guy should probably try and work in the movie industry.
Yeah, you should check it out.
I'd be horrible at it.
Yeah. So I looked up that character, that actress he was talking about, Joanna, whatever her name was. She died unfortunately last fall. Yeah, I'd never seen The Secret of Isis, whatever it's called. She's gorgeous, and she's totally Jessica Drew.
She is
spot on. Peter Fonda as Buck Cowan. I looked up. I searched 1980 Peter Fonda and looked at like stills from the 3 movies around this time. Don't see it.
Okay.
I stick with my original casting of Charles Napier, the character actor who is kind of a rugged, handsome guy. Just, I don't know, just manly man. I don't see it with Peter Fonda, man. Maybe he could play Mephisto or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And Palance,
I can see, I could see that. I balked at first, but now that I'm kind of imagining it,
sit with it a little bit.
I kind of like it.
These are your jewels.
Yeah.
Say goodbye. Yeah, I can see it.
I think then you would be perfect for that.
I felt like we were definitely coming from a shrieking, high-pitched villain place, but I could kind of see him being more of a weird close talker, raspier guy.
Close talker.
It helps the stink factor.
It does. Ugh. Yeah, it definitely does. Well, thanks, Jackson. That was a great voicemail.
Yeah. So
totally.
Yeah, we love the voicemail. So call in at 971-220-5865. That's 971-220-JUNK, and give us your thoughts on what we're doing or what we're doing wrong or right or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm stoked to talk about this issue because I was telling Jacob before we start recording, I've been reading Spider-Woman. I've been enjoying Spider-Woman so much this season. I've just been reading it all in order. And unfortunately, the last time she appeared was issue 19, or Werewolf appeared was 19, and I had to read a whole bunch to get up to where we were today. So I my brain's a little bit of oatmeal from just pounding Spider-Woman like cake stand all day. Yeah. But I made it. So we're talking about Spider-Woman number 32, which is cover dated November 1980. The last appearance that we talked about last episode was May 1980, so he hasn't been on the shelf that long. And this cover here is, it was bumped up a few bucks on mycomicshop.com when I was buying my binding issues, because I didn't know why. I was frustrated, and then I looked it up on GCD. It's because the pencils are by a guy named Frank Miller, and the inks are by a guy named Klaus Janson. So that just raised these up $5 to $10 in everybody's sales, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, what we have here is it's a mixed media cover, and I have very mixed feelings about mixed media covers. I don't fucking like them ever. This says Spider-Woman in the banner, and the bottom it says Werewolf by Night in the logo. ... He's a real monster. And the background is a purple brick wall, and there's a bunch of old classic horror movie posters taped up on the wall. There's Lon Chaney Jr. as the Wolfman, Boris Karloff as the Frankenstein monster, Bela Lugosi as Dracula, Lon Chaney Sr. as the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I don't know who that is in the background behind the word spider, but
is that the Phantom?
Oh, it's the Phantom of the Opera. So Lon Chaney Sr. is on here twice. Mm-hmm. And in the foreground of this, Spider-Woman's kind of like lunging away from the werewolf, who is jumping from sights unknown, from a rooftop or something, down on her and drooling profusely. And he has a tattered white shirt on, has classic green pants, and he's about to pounce on our beloved heroine. Michelle, talk to me about this cover.
So I really like this cover. I like everything about the cover, I think, except for, unfortunately, Jack Russell. I don't love how he's depicted here. Like you said, the drool coming out of his mouth just looks like foam.
Mm-hmm. He's rabbit.
And then the T-shirt, I didn't even know that was supposed to be a shirt. It looks like just pieces of fabric, and I don't really love his face. I think if they left off the foam and the white shirt, and maybe focused a little more on his face, it would have. And he also kind of blends in to Frankenstein a little bit. He doesn't pop as much as Spider-Woman does. So, but overall, I really like this cover because it's unique. I don't have anything like it in my collection, and I enjoy it. So.
I like it a lot too, actually. I don't mind the multimedia, the mixed media in here that we're dealing with. I actually kind of like it. This isn't Miller and Janson's greatest work of all time. It's still actually pretty early for both of them. I mean, Klaus has been at Marvel for a while, but geez, I think Miller migrated over like late 70s. He's maybe been there 2 years. And he hasn't done anything super major. I mean, he's been working on Daredevil, just the art duties. He takes over as writer and penciler with Klaus on inks. He takes over in January of 81. So he hasn't even fully taken over Daredevil yet. Roger McKenzie is still writing the scripts, if I'm correct. So this is really early for them. And so I'll forgive it. It's a little clunky. I think you're right. I think that the choice to have a spit foam, rabid foam coming out of Jack's mouth is maybe not the greatest choice, but I still dig it. It's a weird cover. It's a funky cover, but I like it.
Yeah, when did Cujo, the film version, come out? Because I feel like
it's
this is
right around now.
Right on the heels of that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like silly string coming out of his mouth. But I don't know, just the slapping up of these posters, I get that it actually ties into the plot a little bit, but it feels to me very much like a... oh shit, I just realized I signed up for a Gothic literature themes and 20th century horror class, and I never went to one single class because I was smoking dope and playing hacky sack all semester, and I need to turn this in tomorrow. This feels like that to me.
That's an interesting take.
But because it's Miller and Jansen, it's still okay. Barely.
I don't know. I dig it, you guys.
That's what you say.
dig it.
Okay. We're not, we agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I think it's garbage, but you know.
Well, the werewolf looks like shit, but other than that,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on. We're going to go on to the opening page here. And the title of our story is The Fangs of Werewolf by Night. And our cast of creators are script by Michael Fleischer, pencils by Steve Lealoha, inks by Jim Mooney, colors by Gaff, well, we know that's Carl Gafford, letters by Mark Rogan, edited by Denny O'Neil, editor-in-chief, Jim Shooter. So I think we ran across Michael Fleischer in an early Man-Wolf or a later Werewolf by Night story. I mean, I think it might have been one of the giant-sized creatures issues, but it's been a while. So, Matt, you and I are huge fans of his kind of earlier stuff, the stuff he did in the Middle Bronze Age, maybe around 74 or so. I think it's that year that he took over Jonah Hex, writing Jonah Hex from John Albano, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then,
he could do no wrong, in my opinion, as a writer of Jonah Hex.
No, he's the greatest Jonah Hex writer ever. And of course, you know, he would go on to write Hex in the 80s, which I think is a book you've heard about, Matt.
I'm obsessed with a little bit.
Maybe even are completely obsessed with. And you know, aside from his Jonah Hex work, you know, he took over one of my favorite books, or started one of my favorite books. I think it was actually the Spectre portions of Adventure Comics. He took over that for, I think, about 11 issues with Jim Aparo doing the art. And I think that's one of my favorite. If I was to choose top 3 Bronze Age runs, I think that Fleischer and Aparo's Spectre is definitely in the top 3.
How long was that run?
Not long. It's maybe like 10 issues or something. And then they did some other ones. They kind of finished some stories later on, actually, that were unfinished. I think you can get them all in it was like a Saga of the Spectre or something. It's one of those, even a softcover collection, I think last time I checked, went for astronomical prices.
Oh
wow.
So
I have one single issue from that run and I really enjoy it.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, it's some of the more, I think it was the most violent comic out at the time. I think by far, as far as like a somewhat code approved comic, like the shit that Spectre would do was truly horrifying.
Nice.
And yeah, it's an amazing run. I don't know if I dig late period Mike Fleischer as much as I do early stuff, but we'll get into that as we talk about the issue. I did really dig Steve and Jim's art, and I'm excited that they're together. I like them, and so yeah, I was pretty excited by that. I think Carl Gafford did a great job on colors as well.
You mean Gaff?
Yeah, Gaff. But wasn't Michael Fleischer writing for Ghost Rider during this time too? Yeah,
he did a lot of stuff. In the early 80s, he would go on, he would write Conan, Ghost Rider. He wrote the late 70s Man Thing, the kind of revival of Man Thing.
Okay.
And and he ended up writing 20 issues of Spider-Woman, a really long run from like 21 to, I mean, almost, I think a full 20 issues. And so, on to this issue. The opening page, we open on a battle above the rooftops between Spider-Woman and the Hornet. The opening narration reads, "This cool summer evening, the skies over Los Angeles serve as the backdrop for a mind-stunning battle between the raven-tressed arachnid adventuress known as the Spider-Woman and her deadly new adversary, the Hornet." And it's a full splash page illustration of a fight high in the sky, and Jess has just knocked the shit out of the Hornet and he's flying towards us. I think it's a cool opening page.
It's a great page.
Yeah, it's really great.
I think it's pretty cool, but I want Matt to give us a quick fill-in on how she knows the Hornet, because I think the last issue I have in this run before this, issue 32, is 19. So maybe give us like a little snapshot of how we get to this point here in this
I can run this down quickly.
Yeah.
The issue after that, she ran into Spider-Man. I mentioned that, I think, on the last episode.
Yep.
Following that was when Fleischer's run started, and he had a very distinctly different take on the character. Like it was this guy named Scotty, what's his last name? Jacob,
I can't remember.
Criminologist.
I know.
Like they introduced a character kind of in media res, like, oh, between last month and this month, she met this kid who's in a wheelchair. He's a criminologist, and she's going to become a bounty hunter and make her money through like, hunting criminals down. Like it's a very like new, like, oh, new season, new showrunner kind of thing. Mm. And Fleischer's run up through here, I haven't been a super fan of, but what happened the last few issues was the enforcer shot Scotty. God, it's killing me.
McDowell. I think it's McDowell, right?
I think it is McDowell. Yeah. Nicely done.
Yes. The enforcer shot him with a special dart that affects your DNA. And if you start to heat up, and if you get to a certain heat point, it's like the movie Speed, you will burst into flames. So they have to keep Scotty on ice, essentially, in a cryo chamber. And
oh my God.
So she went through a few issues where he said, I'll give you the antidote if you help me earn $10 million to retire on. So she actually turns villainous for a while and helps him make this money. Spider-Man comes out because he's concerned. All this stuff goes down. But what happens is Dr. Carl Malice is in prison, and he says, hey, guards, I need to talk to the warden. And turns out I can help this kid who's dying. Like he needs a shot. If he gets warm, he bursts into flame. And so he injects Scotty with this stuff. And it is not only a cure to the enforcer's dart, it is also Hornet DNA. And so he, last issue, turned into the Hornet. He was aware that he was going to be more aggressive. And so he was definitely more like chauvinist, like very like, hey, Spider Babe, your sexy curves, blah, blah, blah. He was very sexist to her. So we're seeing like this first page here is kind of like the recap of the last few pages of the last issue.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a new hero. The press takes to him immediately on his first outing, and then he kind of just, much the way the Green Goblin serum turned Norman Osborn insane, it drives him mad pretty quickly.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
You said you bought the omnibus, right?
No, I can't wait. No, I've been reading it through my library on Hoopla through the Masterworks editions.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no interest in Spider-Woman until I discovered the few issues that Jack Russell appeared in. And I think this issue 32 was the first one that I picked up. And then 19.
Nice condition,
and then,
by the way.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Damn.
Thank you. But I also have issue 5? Issue 5. The bondage cover that doesn't have anything to do with the story.
Oh, issue 6, yeah.
Yeah.
6. But then I realized I actually really, really liked Spider-Woman, kind of like you, Matt. So then I ended up getting her first few appearances and reading, the first 5 issues of the run. And now I've been kind of collecting it here and there. But I would like to read, her entire run at some point. Mm-hmm. But
yes. So the Masterworks Volume 2 goes through issue 25, and Volume 3 is coming out, I think, in December, which will go through, I think, 38.
Okay.
So I was hoping there was an omnibus as well, but I don't know if I feel that same way now that I've read the Fleischer run, to be honest.
Yeah, like I haven't read any of that. I'm missing that whole. All of it. So
the 20s are a very mixed bag for this book.
It's too bad. Well, it was a strong at least 20 issues.
The first 2 years of this book, I would. The first 2 Masterworks, I recommend people buy.
Because it's Marv Wolfman. Marv started off this run, I believe.
Yeah, and then Mark Grunwald took over. Yeah. Mark Grunwald and Carmine.
Run was my favorite part of this thing, which was like issue 9 through like 20.
Yeah, 9 through 20, I think, and then so Carmine's penciling most of those too, which is so awesome.
I love him.
Yeah, so it's tough to say. I'm curious because Claremont comes on the run here at the end, and
I saw that.
Cleanup. So I'm curious how that happens. I was kind of flipping around and I saw the X-Men like kind of towards the back half of the run. I was like, oh, this is the sign of circling the drain. I was like, oh no, Claremont's writing it. Oh, this might actually be good. So on page 2 here, we're in the instant replay department. Some of this, I did not check for sure, but some of this seems like stats. Like I swear to God, some of these panels are literally just stats from the last issue.
Probably.
So they got Carl Malice out and he says, hey, I have this gun. I can stop the Hornet, because he goes insane and starts like knocking off hotel signs onto like tourists and shit. He goes crazy. And so he says, I have this gun that can stun him. And he comes out and intentionally shoots Spider-Woman, and she falls down, and the Hornet gets away. And that was kind of the recap of the last issue. I love on Malice here. His name's Carl Malice, and I think we met him for the first time in the last couple of issues. He was the person that designed the Enforcer's tech, and he said, "I've done other stuff that you have no idea how much stuff I've built for nefarious people over the years." So kind of trying to build in a kind of instant backstory for him. But yeah, so he escapes the police. He shoots Spider-Woman on purpose and then runs away. He was let out of jail to do this. So yeah, this was his big escape plan, was to help his new project by shooting Spider-Woman instead and running away.
It's interesting that these might be stats, but I guess it's kind of just a recap page anyways, so it doesn't really matter, I guess.
It does to me, because like if you're going to recap something for the first 2 pages of your book, you better be bringing something to the table.
Yeah.
These might be redrawings. I'm not sure, but I powered through 12 or 13 issues today, so I read this one. I was like, wait a minute.
Wait.
This is what are we doing? We're Greg Land now? Come on.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, yeah, you did destroy your brain reading all those issues today, so you would know.
Yeah. No Waxman anywhere, by the way.
I miss the Waxman.
There was a guy named the Grinder, which they claimed in letters columns later was intentionally bad. They were trying to make him stupid.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a Rupert Murdoch analog who finds that, like, oh, let's find a way to corner the market on Spider-Woman stories by creating our own villains, so we'll always be one step ahead of all the other papers. It's a really, it's a troubled run, my friends.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
I'm getting the feeling that that's the case. So the next.
Sorry. Before we move on, I just want to say, I remember when I read this issue about a year ago, I remember liking it. But I'm revisiting it for the first time here with you guys. So I'm curious to see if my thoughts and feelings will change by the time we get through. But so far, I mean, we got, is that a mullet? No, not a mullet, a bowl cut or a helmet?
That is a full-on Mo Howard Three Stooges bowl cut on Dr.
Okay,
Malice.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, or an age 5 Jacob Balcom as well.
Or Matt Howell.
Yeah.
Should we put pictures up of our kid bowl cuts?
Oh, my kid bowl cut is going to
1000%.
blow yours away, Matt. We lived in a trailer on a mountain. We looked like Appalachian children. Like my mom cut me and my little sister's hair, both in like her bangs are bowl cut and mine is just full on Stranger Things bowl cut.
Okay.
So, please post this.
So we're having a bowl off.
Yeah, we're having a bowl off.
I think with that, we can move on. Sorry, but not sorry for that aside, because that was fantastic.
So on the next page, we get the top panels, Jessica gliding around, trying to, and not being able to find the Hornet. And then they thankfully tell us that it's the end of recap. Which I don't know why that made me laugh. It's like, ooh, if you have to tell us, that's probably not a good sign. And that says, and to answer Spider-Woman's unspoken question. And then we cut to the Hornet flying into his apartment, only to find Dr. Malice.
Can I mention something at this point? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just this first panel, if I'm doing that, I forgot to mention this. This serum gave him all of these powers, but he still cannot walk. So that's why he that's so weird to me.
I know.
It is
I know.
strange.
He's still paraplegic, but he's super powered and insane and chauvinistic and sexist.
Yeah, his character is quite complicated. It's hard to know what to feel.
Yeah.
And especially since every other character, when he's in his wheelchair, just lobs the worst, like, ableist insults at him constantly.
Yes.
You know, he's called everything terrible you can call
Gimp
someone
came
in a
up in an earlier
wheelchair.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Enforcer apparently loves shooting guys in wheelchairs. He shot
It totally reminds me of lame Dr. Blake.
Yeah.
It does, right? Oh, Marvel. So yeah, the Hornet's flying in there. He finds Dr. Malice, who says that he obviously knows because he's there in Scotty's apartment. He's like, I know who you are. I'm responsible for the injection that woke you from your coma. And then he goes on to say that he's going to need a booster shot. But watch out, because this booster shot is going to make you even more of an asshole than you are now. And he's going to make you lose your mind more. But I don't care because my name's Dr. Malice. And then he just violently gives Scotty the booster shot in that last panel.
That's in the wiener, right? I mean, there's no reason you wouldn't show an injection site in a comic book.
It's absolutely an intrapenile injection. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. God.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Look at Scotty's hair. Like he's just...
His hair just moves
going full
up.
Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know. Yeah, that last panel is terrifying.
So on this next page here, we get a great shot of Carl Malice. He looks like, are you a fan of the old film Dr. Cyclops? You ever seen that? He shrinks the people down. Oh,
I don't know if I've seen that.
But he looks like Dr. Cyclops with just a Mo Howard wig on. So he's amazing.
I love that shot there where you can see through his glasses and he has his syringe still leaking the green fluid, and then the Hornet is like, no. It's great.
Scotty's kind of like freaking out because he just got injected with a newer, stronger dose of the whatever it is. And then he's like, hey, feeling okay, feeling good. So he's like full on Chad. He's ready to go nag some ladies at the bar.
Yeah.
And he's like, I trust you can contact the Spider Woman because, you have this relationship with her. It's like, you have an untraceable phone line. So he calls her up as Scotty. And he's like, hey, web lady, I have a hot tip on where the Hornet will strike next. And she's like, oh, God, I've been worried about you like the last few days. Where have you been? He's like, yeah, whatever, lady. Anyway, the Hornet's going to be in Long Beach. And Alice is talking him through this. And she's like, well, I'll stop by and check on you. He's like, no. I mean, if you don't hurry, the Hornet might escape. Yeah, we have the whole kind of Brady Bunch. No, you can't come here. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Am I seeing this wrong, or is she naked in the kitchen with a towel on her shoulder?
She is. She's been bathing.
Fully naked.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah. And the towel is lazily draped over her shoulder. Yeah. Which I thought was a good, it's a great panel.
Good.
I like the blue tones, though. The blue tones of seeing her.
That's what Marvel loves to do, that color scheme when it's a naked lady's body. That is just that's how they somehow maybe get it code approved. It's in shadow. It's in blues and blacks.
There we go.
He can't even mask his like new chauvinist kind of like madness. He's like, saying you were playing tag with that Hornet guy. I was doing the real work. He's This permeates every aspect of the relationship for the rest of this time.
But I love how corny it is. Dr. Malice is like 6 inches away from him being like, say in Long Beach.
Yeah.
It's so corny.
Yeah.
And so right on the next page, we realize, guess what? Scotty was right. The Hornet is totally in Long Beach. Mm-hmm. And he says, you look real sexy when you're angry, doll face, but that ain't going to help keep you from being thrashed by the Hornet. And
I mean, so she is sexy, but come on, don't call it out. Let's be civilized.
I know. Gotta be civilized, but he's not. He's an even bigger asshole than he was. Thanks to his
penile injection. Yeah.
Thanks to his penile injection, he is worse than ever. And they have a sky fight. It's just what I like to call it.
Yeah.
And where Jess shoots him with her venom blast, but it has no effect. And he's like, oh, do that again. I like being tickled. And then we realize, and I forget when this was, I mean, I'm sure this was always established as like a Spider-Woman rule, but after her full strength blast, she's like, my venom blast won't work for another hour.
Damn.
I have to try something else. I don't remember it taking that long. I'm sure this has been established at some point, probably multiple times in this run. But,
it has.
Okay. Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Pretty much the whole run, as far as I can remember.
Okay. Yeah. And he says, let me know when you get tired. And then she decides to kind of feign running away to get recharged, get kind of a different perspective on the fight. And he, as she's leaving, she says, can't stand fighting with a real man, huh? So yeah, he's on fire with his
the top of
tells it there's a belfry off or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Is this a stand-in for like testosterone? Like I don't know, steroids or something?
Maybe. I mean, he's acting like it. He's acting. I mean, at least in this first part of the book, he's acting like he's all roided out. And then in the second act of the book, he just has gone a little crazy.
Yeah. So, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say either when he's angry or crazy, it's definitely cartoonishly so.
Yeah. So she spins back around and socks him in the face, and then she punches him where he goes flying in the foreground towards us. But it looks kind of like remember in that Mr. Show sketch with the taint? It looks like she punched him in the perineum.
Yeah.
These
are the days.
And so he goes flying off, and she says, "Oh no!" She thinks that thing he was going to use against me as a weapon has hit that rooftop. It's like, that thing, like you called it a belfry. I was like, obviously she has no issues of Architectural Digest on her coffee table at home. She's just like, that building thingy hit that other building thingy.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was so funny. So then a bunch of chunks of masonry start falling down towards the people below, this whole kind of hackneyed hero thing. So she has to tuck in her gliders and dive bomb down to get below them and make them land on her back instead of the tourists. And you get the whole cliche, like this is like Stan shit, right? Like, Rodney, did you see that? A flying man right here in our city. There was a flying woman up there somewhere too, Mabel.
Totally. That would have been Stan's cameo in this issue.
Yep,
Totally.
it is pretty hackneyed. And yeah, I think at least on this show, Matt, the last time we saw this move would have been in ASM Annual 18, where Pete did the same thing when the bits of wall and rock were coming down. Mm-hmm. And it was definitely a sacrifice for Jess to do this. But shit, yeah, the rocks just nail her in the back as she's gliding around. It's just like, oh God, that's brutal.
Yeah.
So the next page, the Hornet escapes and he heads back to see Dr. Malice, and he's so stoked. He's just like, you should have seen what I done to her. You would have loved it. And he's just, I like how he calls him, Malice says, "You winged nincompoop. I did see, and I saw that despite all I've done for you, that Spider-Woman very nearly defeated you again."
Why is he smiling?
I don't know why he's smiling. It's weird. Like, that was such a weird part, and him calling him a winged nincompoop. Like, it's weird. Like, Fleischer is, honestly, in most of the stuff that I have read that Michael Fleischer has written, it's dark as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's some of the darkest, like, mainstream comic stuff that I'd read, between Jonah Hex and the Spectre. And this is just goofy. Like the writing in this is just corny and goofy. And it's not, I don't understand what he's doing.
It was a weird way to pick up the baton from Grunwald. Like, Grunwald was doing a ton of horror, like body horror and just weird, creepy, notes like that. And to come in and go, "No, I got a new thing I'm doing." She's a bounty hunter now. She's got a wheelchair-bound buddy. And people call each other nincompoops. Like,
yeah,
I don't get it.
I got a new direction for the book, and it sucks.
Yep.
So yeah, the Hornet's just kind of yelling, being completely insane.
He's a drunk friend, right? He's that friend. Like,
yeah, he is.
Up. I get
he is.
Excited.
He's definitely
Shut
being.
Up, dude.
Yeah. Shut up. But Dr. Malice realizes the Hornet can't beat Spider-Woman alone, so he has an idea. So he contacts a certain Jack Russell, and he says, "Mr. Russell, I see by my appointment calendar that I now have the time for the counseling sessions you sought of my institute." So this happened, when did this happen, Matt? Was this in 19?
I don't remember this happening at all. Like him reaching out to Malice?
I thought I remembered this happening, but I could just be making it up or just following their lead if they just made it up.
I think they just made this up.
But yeah, okay. Well, he's saying, yeah, you were really disturbed at your inability to maintain control over the werewolf during the fraction of the month when the moon is full. He's like, "Am I correct?" And then we see Jack, who is also in blue in a robe, but a little more modestly attired. And he says, sure, Doc, that's right. When's a good time to come by the Foundation building? And then again, it's writing like this, to where he's like, unfortunately, the police, the exterminators, are presently fumigating the Foundation building. But I do maintain an auxiliary laboratory over on Larrabee Drive. If you have a pencil, I'll give you precise directions. So again, never go to a second location with a Dr. Malice, number one. Like that's the first time.
Surviving a malice.
Yeah, for surviving malice. And yeah, so this is Jack's entrance into the book. This is how we're going to get Werewolf by Night, and it is corny.
Where do you guys think that in Fleischer's mind, the werewolf came across Malice's contact information, like a billboard, like the phone book? Do you think, like a friend said, hey, call this guy, he really helped me out? Like, I just
Cable
wonder.
TV.
No, it's a bus ad that he saw. It's like, are you a lycanthrope? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a TV in the background with like Glisten toothpaste ad on it.
Yeah, what a weird background detail. I thought that was.
Pull off the cap off the fucking Glisten.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the clap off the Glisten.
I thought that was like a photo on a nightstand for a second, but that's a TV.
We're almost into the era of the Nagel posters. I thought that was almost like a proto-Nagel 80s terrible hair salon poster.
Yeah, just clairvoyance. Like,
yeah. I know this is going to happen.
So these two bottom panels here, I love a lot. I love Malice's eyes on his glasses being reflected in the light. That's really cool. And the way that Jack Russell was depicted here is gorgeous. Like he's beautiful.
He looks awesome
in that blue shadow. I love that panel. Unfortunately, there's that really bad writing on top of all of it.
He looks pretty feminine, though, to me.
Well, he's beautiful. He's a beautiful man sometimes, even though weirdly, last time we saw him in Spider-Woman, I think was the time he looked like most like super manly and jacked up. That he will enter into that phase in the 90s for sure. But let's just enjoy a beautiful Jack.
Yeah, he just looks like a romance comic Jack right now. I like this.
He does.
Yeah,
he's ready to break your heart.
So yeah, Malice, I think he popped up like 2 issues ago, and there is no, to my recollection, there is no Jack actually reaching out to him. He was just actually doing off script, doing his due diligence of being a werewolf and saying, I need to try and cure, mitigate the risk to the public of my condition. He's growing up, guys.
God damn it. So Matt, we need to bring this up because the Jack Russell that we have come in contact with this season, he doesn't do any of the shit that's on our drink list.
I know.
Like he doesn't do any of the irresponsible shit, or there's not those classic story tropes that we grew to love in the original Werewolf by Night. We got to make new rules, man. We got to make new drinking rules.
Yeah.
Seriously, I can't read these terribly written comics without like certain signposts that I need to, that it's socially okay for me to drink as much as I'm doing right now. So I don't know. I think we should do that. And maybe we'll open it up to people. We'll open it up to Patreon, see if anybody can kind of see if there are any new tropes, if there are any new things. I mean, in this season, we may just have to make the rules really easy.
Mm-hmm. Like he blinks.
Yeah, or you could drink for just generally any terrible insults on par with nincompoop.
Nincompoop, yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, or every time a poor guy in a wheelchair is made fun of.
That too, yeah.
Man, the issues before this, like the last 3 before this one, you guys, I would have been falling down drunk.
Yeah, that happens so much in this book. You sent me a long list of panels where they just say the worst shit. I was like, wow, all right.
It's weird. You'd be surprised how much the Enforcer is an intolerant person of differently abled people.
Shocker. Yeah.
No, not Shocker, Enforcer. So the next page, Jess glides into Scotty's open window. I've had this dream several times. But mine went a little bit differently. So she comes in to check on him, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I woke you up. You're resting. And he's like, I've had all the rest I need, web doll. He's like, web doll? You never called me that before. Earlier, when he first encountered her, he called her like Dollface or something like that. So he's called her Web Lady since issue 21 when he was created. So Web Lady is his nickname for her. And now he called her Dollface when he was his sexist Hornet person. So now he's fusing them together. And she noticed. Unfortunately, she doesn't notice enough. And the new serum, the injection Malice gave him, is really getting into his brain, and he's getting weird. So let's read this. He's climbing out of bed and getting in his wheelchair because Jess is there, and he says, "Fact is, I can't wait to buzz out of this pad and fly into action like that Hornet character. I know so much about him that I almost feel like I am him." And then he's getting into his chair, and he's like, "Being pinned up in this apartment, it's enough to drive a guy buggy. You know what I mean?" And then he swats away all of his criminology books on his desk and she says, "Scotty, are you sure you're feeling all right?" In the background, you can see a framed photo of her, by the way, with nice matting. And he says, "Sure, I'm fine. Fine, but buggy." And she's like, picking up those books. She's like, "Look, Scotty, I can't stay now. I think I'll go by police headquarters and see if they have picked up any information regarding the whereabouts of the Hornet." And then he looks like he's fully tripping balls. Like he looks like he's about ready to say, "Just throw the radio into the bathtub with me when White Rabbit peaks." She's like, "But once I've done that, I'm coming back here to spend some time with you. And I want you to promise me you'll just stay put and try to get some rest." And he's like doing the hand tracers like, "Oh my God, Kashmir is the most beautiful song ever."
Yep. That is his expression there is unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but my God, the
he
amount...
He trepanned himself.
He did. Get those demons out. Yeah, he is... the amount of bug puns in this page alone just kind of made me want to, I don't know, jump off a bridge.
And this writing made me question, like, is Jess as cool as I thought she was? Because he basically said, "I'm the Hornet, by the way.
Yeah,
I am the Hornet."
It's insulting that he's writing Jessica to be such an idiot. Like,
I know.
You didn't pick up on these screaming clues. Like,
no, she's just a girl. I mean, come on.
Yeah, she's just a web doll, you know.
Yeah, she's just a web doll. She doesn't understand stuff. So, yeah, I do like on the next page. So Jessica glides away and she's thinking, "Whew, that was weird and very disturbing. I've never seen Scotty behaving so strangely." And I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty accurate." But she's Jess. She's empathetic. She's sweet. She's like, could it be that his traumatic experience with the Enforcer had damaging side effects that are only starting to manifest themselves now?
Well, being turned into human nitroglycerin for like 3 issues. That might have done it.
That might have messed him up a little bit. Yeah. So, but the rest of the page, we basically cut to Dr. Malice's lab. He's getting ready to treat Jack Russell. Jack has basically just been like, "You've developed a technique that will cure me." And he's like, "Cure you, Mr. Russell? No, I can't actually cure you, but we can control your condition." And he says, just like people with diabetes and high blood pressure learn to control their conditions. And Jack is weirded out because he's so squeaky clean. He's like, "You mean with drugs?"
I love that weird Malice, like that he's like condescending. He sounds like Dr. Oz or some shit, or some doctor that would be on like The View or something, where it's like,
it's like, "We can't cure you. We can treat you."
It's all similes. Like, "Look, you're stupid." Much the way a professional surfer catches a wave in a surf competition.
I'm counting our Mr. Show references now. There's been multiple ones already today. So, no, Malice says, "No, Mr. Russell, not with drugs, with this." And he shows him this weird doohickey. And he's like, "Actually, Mr. Russell, this is a highly sophisticated psychometabolic regulator. It will enable you to permanently control your transformations and your behavior when the moon is full." And then he has to do one of those other like, "Oh, you're a fucking idiot. So let me explain it to you." He's like, "Just like a pacemaker regulates the rhythms of a weak heart." And Jack's like, "All right, I sure hope it works. You don't know what a pain it is to lock myself up every three days every month." And so he snaps this thing on. And then instantly in the bottom panel, he says, okay, as of this moment, Mr. Russell, you are completely and utterly mine to command. And so I command you to transform yourself at once into the wolf. And so he's got dead eyes. He's still beautiful Jack, but also doesn't look like he's ever looked before. Like It's kind of a weird, I don't know if I dig what Mooney was doing there. But he says, yes, doctor. And then like the end result, like the actual werewolf in this transformation sequence is kind of cool, but the rest look like Mr. Potato Head versions. I don't know. Like I'm not digging this transformation.
Oh, I love this transformation.
Yeah, you do?
I kind of like it.
I do.
I mean,
yeah, Jack looks a little different. Like, I think it's like the facial structure. It's kind of too carved out there. But I don't know. I like it. I like the colors, and I really like the werewolf at the end. It looks a little goofy, but still.
The werewolf at the end looks great. Like that might be my favorite depiction of the beast in this whole issue.
And the one prior to the final. Those last two
where
stages
he's kind of in the
badass.
side. Yeah.
I mean,
it is pretty cool.
Every part of that transition to me it's a little bit goofy, but still pretty epic. You know?
I love that dead-eyed one where he's super baked, like where he's giving himself up to it, and then like you can see that kind of like that 3/4 profile where it's like, where he's like, oh, I'm the beast. Yeah. I don't know. I like it. I get why you don't, but I don't. I do.
Yeah.
This might be my favorite page yet in this issue. I just like the different perspectives. Like we have, a panned out look at Spider-Woman kind of gliding into the sky. We have the look down into Malice's lair, and then I like the shot right before the transformation when Jack's having the gizmo attached to his neck. I don't know. This favorite part so far.
I like the weird, like electrode-y things. It's very Kirby, just like Kirby tech. Like
it like snaps out. It looked like it was a ring at first, and then it like snaps out and then snaps to him. Yeah, it
goes
makes
down
him look
his
like
spine and
one
down
of the
his
Forever
arm.
People or something.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah.
So now Malice wants to make sure that this works the way he thinks it does. He wants to make sure he has a control. So he says, now, Mr. Russell, I want you to growl for me. And the werewolf goes, rawr.
Oh, my God.
My Mr. Russell, that was excellent. I was like, well, give him a treat. I mean, come on, you're reinforcing,
Yeah.
He says, so he basically says, I want you to go out and make sure that this works to the extent I think it will. So he has him transform back into Jack Russell. He takes him to an opera house. There's a big statue of like a weird Beowulf era, like some kind of weird wolf statue. And he says, okay, so this is on loan to the opera house for this season. Turn into metamorphose immediately into your lycanthropic alter ego, snatch that statue from its pedestal and bring it to me. And I love that panel where Malice looks really weird in the foreground, but that weird Jack transformation is also pretty cool, where he kind of goes like caveman and then like Pearl and Wolf into full-on werewolf.
Mm-hmm. I really dug that transformation, actually. I thought the whole panel's cool. Malice aside, he looks
Malice looks freaking bizarre.
Yeah.
He looks like the costume designer from The Incredibles. And so, but then, this dude just changed into a werewolf in public in front of this opera house. So everyone's like, good gravy. Eek. Emily, what on? And the werewolf's raging. Kind of a cool, like, head-on look at us. Not super sophisticated, but it's okay. And this guard's like, hey, I don't care if you're Frankenstein, Godzilla, all rolled into one. You're not getting that statue. And the beast just throws him aside in a rare moment of effectiveness and charges towards the statue.
Kudos to that guard. He cares about art. He cares about antiquities. He doesn't give a fuck that a werewolf's charging him. He's gonna try and do his job. So good on you, friend.
Yeah, I wish he knew that was a reproduction, but he doesn't. He doesn't know.
The other one is in Charles Foster Kane's warehouses.
Xanadu.
So it's in Xanadu. So
this is cool. Things are getting more interesting now. So with the layouts, the panels, the artwork,
everything gets more interesting from this point on, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it really does. Yeah, that's a great point, Michelle. Because the art, even the art on the next page, is when I really was just like, oh, okay, they're actually doing really cool shit. So, I really dig the art on this page. We get a panel that takes up maybe 2/3 of the page, and it's Jack at the top is picking up the huge marble statue, and Malice commands him to throw it down. What does he say there? Oh, yeah, he says, in that statue in your possession, I want you to destroy it. And so he crashes the statue down. It's this giant crash. And it's pretty cool. It says, the narration says, their evil test completed. Dr. Malice and the mind-controlled werewolf flee into the nighttime blackness.
I like that Malice makes a distinction. Like, I'm not interested in like art theft. I don't give a shit.
No, he just wants it.
And again, that.
Yeah, like Tatterdemalion, I don't like the destruction of art, but I like the destruction of wealth in general. And so I'm like, okay, I get it. That's fine.
I just noticed at the base of the statue says Lupus Rex, King Wolf.
Okay.
Oh,
I like that.
Interesting. This is just such an odd test run, you know?
He could have commanded him to do anything.
Yeah,
like go buy a Coke
sandwich.
Or something. Yeah, exactly.
I think he must have like been watching Good Morning LA and they're like, ooh, a new statue from sculptor so-and-so, so-and-so. Is that the boss? He's like, oh, that's it.
That's it. Fuck that statue.
And there's irony involved because it's a wolf.
Yeah, no, that played right into his hackneyed vision. But man, this bottom panel is super cool. Like, this is where I'm just like, oh, okay, Steve and Jim are trying to do interesting stuff here. Like, okay, so it's at the far right of the single panel, we see Jess exit the apartment saying, she goes there, Scotty's apartment is all fucked up. And so she's like, first, Scotty, I'm back. And then she says, good grief, what happened here? This place looks like a tornado's been through it. And so she's entering the apartment. Then in the middle of the panel, we get this note that says, Spider-Woman, if you ever want to see your gimpy little lover boy again, you'd better meet me at Metro Movies Lot C as fast as you can fly there. And you better come alone, the Hornet. And then to the right of the panel, or the right side of the panel, it's Jess leaving the apartment in a hurry saying, like, this little message has got trap written all over it, but if the Hornet's holding Scotty, what choice have I got, really? And we see that she has thrown the note behind her, and that's when we're reading it. It's just really cool. I thought that I almost felt like Leialoha is drawing from Golden Age layouts in a lot of way. Like this kind of traveling, this kind of storyteller reminded me a little bit of maybe like Fawcett era, Golden Age storytelling, which I would assume that he's exposed to, by his partner, Trina Robbins, who's, way too cool for him. So I don't know. Did you get that, Matt? Did you get Golden Age vibes from that?
I did not. I thought it was a really cool convention of like her moving left to right and that plot beat happening in the middle of the page, which is actually tied into the environment. Mm-hmm. I thought it was super cool. But I didn't know I don't want to say Eisner because it doesn't feel Eisnerian, but it just felt like it was a cool convention that I was not familiar with.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have exact particular examples to draw from, but for some reason this screamed Fawcett era, maybe like a Doll Man or something. That just that era of just this kind of storytelling conceit, this trick that's done in one panel. And I really dug it. I thought it was awesome.
I love it. And I forgot about this panel until we got here. I was like, oh yes, the letter page. I love it. Now I think we can drink twice for Gimpy Little Lover Boy.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Michelle, we've established that horrible ableist slurs we drink to.
Thank you.
Yeah, I dig it. I really like these last two pages. Just the statue looks really cool. And I love how the page before this, how we see Jack kind of with no shirt on, just looking in the distance at this statue and him smashing it, and then we have Spider-Woman running out with the letter behind her. Really neat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. This really picks up.
Hi guys, Jackson T. Overstreet. I just finished Spider-Woman 32. Couple things. So Jessica and Jack end up fighting at a movie studio, which I noticed is called Metro Movies, from the side of a building. And I was wondering, do you think that Metro Movies is the rebranded Mallet Studios. In fact, I was wondering if you think, since Mallet Studios was supposed to be, well, kind of was a knockoff of Hammer, and Hammer went bankrupt right around the mid-'70s, then maybe Mallet went bankrupt, after giant-sized Werewolf #4, which was cover dated January 14th, 75, which is about the same time Hammer went bankrupt. And Spider-Woman 32 is August 5th, 1980, so maybe somebody came along and bought it and turned it into the studio they go chasing rent. Or there's just a gazillion different studios in LA, just like there's, forests everywhere around Los Angeles. And then, by the way, I love the Werewolf, but is Jack the dumbest guy on the planet? I know he's a rich, pretty boy, but how the hell was he suckered by a guy whose name was Dr. Carl Malice? Dr. Carl Malice? Jack, come on, buddy. This isn't your first rodeo, or your second, or your third. And if we were doing the Brad Elmore casting call, Jessica, I would still say is Joanna Cameron, who was also in 2 episodes of the Amazing Spider-Man live-action show. And Hornet, Scotty McDowell, what's his name? Dirk Benedict, circa that hair from when he was in Battlestar Galactica, but before the A-Team. And then finally, I know he's a little young at this time, but Dr. Carl Malice, Jeffrey Combs, because, low-hanging fruit, sometimes you just got to eat it because it's so sweet. Anyway, thanks, guys. Stay furry. Bye.
So that's interesting about Jeffrey Combs as Malice, right? Have you guys seen The Man with Two Brains, that early Steve Martin film?
Of course.
Okay. So if you don't know, Jeffrey Combs, that's one of his first roles. And he was young, but Malice could be young.
I don't see him as Malice.
No. Okay.
He's too good looking. I wouldn't. Yeah.
Okay.
Someone a little more goofy for Malice.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Okay.
But to answer Mr. Overstreet, I would definitely agree. I thought that this was either a callback to Mallet Studios, especially the where Jack is being hunted in what is that, issue 5 is it of Werewolf by Night, where the brothers are after him. And so I mean I even wrote it in my notes, just like, oh yeah, maybe this is a bit of a callback. But I did like the very detailed that this is Mallet Studios declaring bankruptcy and all that. So I love the backstory. I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Oddly enough, we have a part 2, The Showdown. This is not a giant size issue. This is not an annual. No idea where this came from. Nice little title there, though, with like the broken piece of wood and the nails and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Very Western.
Very Western. But we see there's the page is divided into 2 very long vertical panels. And the first one has Spider-Woman standing on top of a water tower looking over Metro Movie Studio, thinking, well, I'll say this for the Hornet. He must have a sense of humor to have picked this old Western movie set as a site of our showdown. And then she goes gliding down in with a very cool shot of her gliding in towards a water trough in front of a saloon, saying, all right, Hornet, I'm here. Let's cut the theatrics and get straight to business. Great page, beautiful art. I love this convention, which again, like we've been saying, is from the WBN stuff, Joshua Kane and so on, of this movie studio and these Western sets doubling for real life dramatics. It's such a weird convention that I think it's totally charming.
It made me laugh, like that, as a guy who wrote like 60 issues of Jonah Hex or something, he has to have like in his writer. He's like, well, I have to have something that is a title on a rough-hewn piece of board, a fence, and it has to take place in a Western setting. So I'm not
trying to be difficult. It's in the contract.
It's just in the contract. You signed it. You looked at it. So
I do love that second panel of her like gliding in from that water tower and swooping towards us like we're sitting on the porch of this saloon.
Yeah.
And she's coming right for us. That's beautiful.
There's a lot of that effect in this issue. There's a lot of times that the action is coming right at us, which I think I seem to remember, at least in reading and rereading some of these issues, that almost seems to happen more now in Marvel's history than it ever had. And I wonder if that's one of those weird shooter edicts, if not an edict of just like kids love it when shit flies toward them. So put that in your books. And since he's like 6'10" and intimidates everyone, then they're just like, okay, Mr. Shooter, fine.
Yeah. Jaws 3D was in production. Friday the 13th 3D.
I love it.
So on the next page, I actually fucking love this first panel. It's so cool and doesn't deserve to be in this comic.
No, it's great.
It's so cool. This looks like Frank Miller drew it.
Yeah.
Like this is the one, it's of Jess. We're looking towards her. There's all these lights that are going off in the background, but the panel is colored just in like yellow, gold, and black almost, and like kind of different. It's so cool. I didn't understand where it came from. Like, it's just so neat. And she's getting we're hearing a voice over a loudspeaker that's saying like, I'd forget about your precious little paraplegic pal if I were you, Spider-Woman.
Drink.
Drink.
It's so
okay.
cool. Oh yeah. Drink, first of all. But this panel suggests like there's a full ring of like stadium lights all being flipped on at once, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're on a football field and all the lights come on at once, like, and she's whipping her head around. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
just
awesome.
Black and yellow.
Agreed. It's so out of place, but
yeah, it's so good.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be, I almost will post that as the first pick in one of our Instagram posts, just because it's so cool looking. So we realize that this voice over the loudspeaker is saying, after the Hornet got through with your precious Scotty an hour ago, all that was left of the little wheelchair-bound meddler was the wheelchair. And it's thrown down and kind of just bursts into different pieces. And she says, oh my God, you filthy twisted. And the loudspeaker again says, this would be as good a time as any to annihilate her. Don't you think so, Mr. Russell? And then we hear off panel like, grrr.
No, Jack.
I didn't realize this was a werewolf.
Yeah.
Like that's holding the wheelchair. Like that's his arms.
Yeah.
Malice is like working him like a puppet.
Yeah. Cause she's looking for Malice, but she can't find him. So yeah, that's Jack that's doing it.
Yeah. That's his silhouette in that bottom middle panel, which I love.
Yeah.
She's looking up and it's like, oh, that's the werewolf right there. And she doesn't realize because she can't see him. There's no light on him.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah. A couple of panels on this page are quite good.
Yeah. Pretty dramatic. This page, in my opinion, as a whole was like way better than it needed to be. Plus like that whole kind of like weird, like he's lying, but not lying. Like, all that was left of him was this wheelchair. That's true because he probably just juiced him up again with Hornet DNA or whatever. So now he's truly gone. Like he is the Hornet now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So throwing the wheelchair down was a cool dramatic gesture to kind of hit that. So Jack jumps down from the balcony onto her growling in a big, huge panel that takes up half the page. And she says, it's Jack Russell. And not thinking, saying it. A werewolf. And judging from the sound of that growl, he's got blood on his mind. My blood. A cool panel. Not perfect. Like some wonkiness here and there.
Yeah.
I like the floodlights in the background. Just this kind of idea of like the movie set being like turned into a spotlight and just kind of taking her by surprise. But I don't love the art.
Yeah. It's the face for me. Like Spider-Woman's face is gorgeous, but Jack's face, it's like the cover for me. I don't know. And it almost looks like Jack's half looks unfinished to me. Like with I don't know if that's supposed to be spotlight in the bottom left, but it could have some more detail in I don't know.
Yeah.
It's his face, I think, that throws me off a little bit.
No, I get it.
So on the bottom half of the page, Jack tackles her from above, and she's saying, "Jack, it's me, the Spider-Woman. What's the matter with you? We're friends. Don't you remember?" And she realizes, okay, so it's not a full moon. This doesn't explain his erratic behavior, but I bet that lunatic Malice is behind this. That little tidbit of deductive reasoning won't do me a whole lot of good if the werewolf succeeds in tearing my throat open. I felt like that was a little bit of a, I guess you recognize Malice's voice over the speaker system, because I was just like, wow, that was a big like Sherlock Holmes leap of like, oh, Malice did this.
Yeah. But yeah, I think she can recognize his probably very annoying voice coming over the tinny loudspeaker.
Right. Yeah, I take that back. So, okay. So she's like, realizing he's strong, but I'm stronger. So this is establishing, I guess, in the MU that she is stronger than he is through her spider DNA.
Well, as we know, he's quite a depowered werewolf to begin with. So,
but she realizes his mind is not his own. And okay, so this bugged me. She says, he isn't using his full wolf-like strength and cunning against me because his mind is not his own. Okay. And this feels like this is this coin that writers use constantly against him to like where it's heads you lose, tails you lose. Like if he's fully the wolf, then he's too crazy and berserk to be an efficient fighter. But if he has Jack in his brain, he's thinking too much, so he's not using the full possibilities of the wolf. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's just kind of like whatever the situation is, it's always like, dang, so close, but not there.
No, it is. It's he loses no matter what. And we ran into this in the last, like 5 issues of Werewolf by Night as well. That whenever he, because he had his Jack
intellect,
wits and intellect about him, that he didn't have that cutthroat,
berserker,
brutal, rage in him to be an effective werewolf. So yeah, he's screwed no matter what.
But then she's saying here, he is fully wolf, so he's not using his wolf-like strength and cunning against me.
Yeah,
which makes no sense to me.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
It says Fleischer doesn't get the character.
No. I think after, I don't know, this is his 11th issue and still doesn't quite get it. Yeah. Oh no, but yeah, exactly. Fleischer hasn't written a ton of Werewolf by Night. So yeah, he doesn't understand the character at all.
So I'm passing this page off to you. I'm going to go ahead and I think this next page of storytelling is terrible work visually.
So the next page, my page.
Yeah.
The 9-panel page.
I'm just the first 6 panels are shit in my opinion as far as visual storytelling.
Really? So
yeah,
I'm
hate it.
So I have to, I don't know. I don't think it's amazing, but I think maybe I liked them more than I should because they didn't have any words.
Okay.
I think because I didn't have to listen to Fleischer's bullshit for 6 panels. I was just like, okay, all right. No, but I get what you're saying. Like this is supposed to be like a showcase of comic storytelling, of sequential art and realizing what is happening. And yeah, the action doesn't flow and move as smoothly as you would like it to. There's lots of leaps that you have to make that kind of are a bit jarring. Is that what you're meaning?
Yeah, like panel 2 to 3, there's a complete disconnect visually that you lost me. And then and then 4 to 5 and yeah, I don't know. It just felt like I'm spoiled by so many of the great artists we've seen throughout the run of the show that I just here it's just like, oof, this is not so smooth.
Yeah, just like it was a little poorly planned out, but they were trying to do something too. They're just like, okay, this page we're going to show a lot of action. It's going to be a classic 9-panel grid. It just made me want to see Mitch Gerrits do this page.
Oh, wow.
And just him drawing Werewolf by Night. Oh my God!
How much does that cost?
Go on, Michelle.
I think if this was done properly, it would have been very effective with the peak of their battle. But like Matt said, they just don't flow. You're left confused about what position they're in and where they are and what the hell is going on. At least for those first 5 or 6.
Yeah, it feels like you woke up from a mushroom. Like you took a bunch of drugs and you blacked out, and then you're just kind of remembering parts of the evening where you're like, I'm covered in vomit. And I remember like swinging doors. I remember
yeah, exactly.
Like
you're piecing it together because at first she's punching him towards the building. Then he's behind her while she's going through the saloon doors. Then she's punching him out of a building, and then somehow they're on top of scaffolding or something, and then they're falling. Yeah, you're right. That's a great analogy, Matt.
Yeah, and then the bottom 3 panels, Jess is kind of thinking like, oh, the smart thing for me to do would be to blast him, but I'm going to hold my Venom Blast in reserve because I know that somewhere around here is the real culprit. And what a weird last panel. She's just like all strangely menacing, just like, I'm going to find the real culprit. It's a weird page. I know. There's not just when I thought this issue was getting really good, and then I'm just like, oh, maybe it is just pedestrian.
Yeah, the next page, the Hornet's blast rocks her, and she goes gliding off, and she's like, now things are going to get scary because here comes the werewolf again, and since he can fly, and since he can't fly, I've got to. I don't want to make this 2 against 1. So this is kind of a cool, legitimate, like ratcheting up of the tension. The werewolf is still whooping along after her on the ground, and the Hornet is swooping in behind her. So she has 2 pretty powerful opponents that are right on her tail. And the Hornet is out of his fucking head. He's like going, ha ha ha, the Hornet, here comes the Hornet. And he's like doing like barrel rolls and shit. She's like, good grief, he sounds like he's lost half his marbles, but at least he missed with that deadly sting blast of his. And so then the werewolf thankfully does something effective. He comes out of nowhere and jumps off of like a billboard or a rooftop and it's clipping, right? That's a penalty, 10 yards, whatever. But like he comes out and does some clipping on her and like sacks her from behind, and the Hornet tries to zap her, misses, zaps the werewolf, and he says, here comes the Hornet a second time. Whoopee! Zacked.
Terrible.
He goes, rawr! And she thinks he accidentally shot the werewolf.
He has that pink. What is the pink cloud? What is that?
That's his Hornet Blast. His
Hornet Sting.
His equivalent of the Venom Blast.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bright.
Which
pink.
is never fully defined. Like, she wonders in earlier issues, like, how frequently can he do it? Can he do it like I do and it bioregenerates over an hour? Or can he constantly do it? And it's never answered.
No. Nope, this issue's getting annoying.
It got good for like 4 pages. It was getting good.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I was starting to get excited.
Yeah, the Hornet, he's lost. He sounds like a Tick now or Madman.
Yeah.
Like he's completely like just free associating.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah, it really is. So the blast knocked Jack out. And Jess realizes that the Hornet's blast, but she does realize they're weakening. And she realizes this because Jack's not dead, I guess. Like, but yeah, she says the Hornet's definitely getting weaker. And
so they do mimic her blast because her Venom Blast at point blank will kill a person.
Yes.
Okay.
I know.
It's kind of fast and loose, right?
It's very fast and loose. So the Hornet is dancing and twirling in the sky, saying, Hornets and spiders, they're both nasty little insects. Tra-la-la.
It's the tra-la-la for me. And like, really?
Yeah.
So it's 1980, right?
I know. And
we're still calling spiders insects?
Yeah. That's what you got mad about. That's the thing that got you.
Yes, this entire run they've referred to her as an insect. Like, dude, we were doing this in the 60s with Spider-Man. At some point, somebody said, guys, we're doing a crime against fucking science. Stop.
If you hear someone say, guys.
I mean,
yeah.
That's 3 or 4.
It's 4.
I don't know what to say. Like, it.
I know.
What do you do?
I know. You just go on, I guess. And the Hornet is now saying, blow, wind, blow, and we shall have snow. And what will the Hornet do then, poor thing? And God,
Mother
it's just
Goose, right?
Yeah, Mother
the North
Goose.
Wind doth blow. Is that what that is?
And it's just, I don't know. Yeah, by this point, I was just like, how many more pages do we have? But
this is also a very long issue, by the way.
It's a really long issue, like way longer than it needed to be.
It's 22 pages.
Oh, God. So yeah, Malice is like, fuck, I've lost him. Like he's gone completely batshit now. I can't control him. Spider-Woman's still flying around looking for Malice and realizes that, the Hornet's just out of his gourd. She says, the Hornet's gone completely loony and that should simplify my job. I'll just take careful aim, and then she kind of swoops in to grab him.
And then the werewolf swoops in a second time out of nowhere. Tackling her from behind. She's like, what does it take to keep you out?
Oh.
My only note was a walking dog door. Like, I don't know. This is 2 times. It's kind of on you at this point.
It is.
And we get this nice set here. I love this little, this happened before with the Vampires on the Moon thing. I love when they call out the set. So this is a set for some pirate epic or something like that. But it's just like a pool with like a storefronts or whatever. And so the werewolf hits the top of a rooftop and goes bouncing down. She's blasted. I took my eyes off him for a second, but that was enough. And then she lands upside down on her neck, which by the way would kill anyone, break your neck. But she does judo, flipping him over off of her into the water. Judo is a drink.
Judo's a drink.
I'm watching you, Michelle. And I love this thing here where you see in the background there's yellow sky and these clouds behind these storefronts, wherever these dock front businesses are. But it's clearly just a screen. And you see real stars behind them. And they're on a dock. And she says, I really hate to do this, friend. But she charges towards him and grabs him by the neck and says, I have no choice. And he lands off the dock in the water as she's punching him in the face. And the water breaks. So it's like ceramic or paint or.
Yeah, that was a weird one. That was a weird choice. It could have just been a tank. It could just be a tank. It's a studio.
That's how studios were at this time.
Yeah, even if it's only 3 feet deep or 2,
like the Brady Bunch variety show. That was they had real water.
Yeah, they had a real tank. And so, it was weird. Yeah, it's just it's painted wood or ceramic or something. And so, his head just, bursts into it and breaks it open. Yeah, it's just, it's fucked up. I don't like how Jess looks in that final panel either.
No, I'm with you. But I do love. Sorry, go ahead, Jacob.
I was just going to say, something about her anatomy I just don't think works out in that panel.
Well, she's got mom butt there, and she has a sweet can. We've seen that the last.
And her face is very tiny. Her face is really small there.
Yeah, she's got a weird small face.
Yeah.
But I do like how she lands exactly onto that, the pillar, smack dab onto
I know, right?
Pillar.
It's not even the dock, it's the pillar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fucked up.
Yeah.
So, okay, I kind of liked on the next page. I kind of liked this page. I mean, this panel.
There's some good shit here.
There's some good shit here. So this top panel is really unique. So it's divided into 3 diagonally. And the top bit is Jess realizes Jack is wearing some kind of controller device. And the middle part has her rip the device off as she's hurling Jack right towards us again. Jack is just full on.
How's she doing that? Is she using his own force or his weight against him?
I would think that could be called judo as well. So that's drink.
It has
then
to be.
We have, it has to be. And then in the bottom part of this 3, kind of diagonal panel, Jack turns back into human form. And Jess is like, Jack, are you all right? Do you know who I am? He's like, do I know who you are? Of course I know who you are. I'm just having trouble remembering who I am. So suppose you tell me what the... And then Jess is like, Jack, it's Malice. He's gone. Go after him, Jack. I've got some flying to do. I'll spell it out for you later. And I feel like he's like, well, just spell it out for me a little better. Slightly better. Because remember, I told you that I don't know who I am right now. So I need more clear instruction.
You might have concussed me.
Yeah. And then she says, okay, whatever the Hornet has done to Scotty, I'm going to go make him wish he hadn't. And so Jack turns back into the werewolf and says, Malice, instead of helping me, he tried to get me to murder the Spider Woman. So he doesn't even know who the fuck Malice is. He's like, oh yeah, that guy. That's right. That guy that I remember was doing that shit to me and then I passed out. Like, so yeah, it's, I don't know. Those bottom two panels, not so much, but that top panel's cool.
Also, what do you guys think about the note at the bottom that says Jack wills himself back into his wolf-like form?
You mean the note that's totally unnecessary?
Yeah, but also can he just will himself back in?
Yes.
I don't know. After all of the device and everything, he can.
That's true, but no, that's his
kind of establishing that's
his new
Malice's
power set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And for
So
most
he's
of his
going
run,
after Malice now. As
most of his
werewolf.
appearances in the comics have not been this case. So I get that. It's a little unnecessary because it was established in this issue that he doesn't, I don't know. Yeah.
Exactly.
So on the next page, it says it's actually part of the narrative. It's not an editorial note. That's what I kind of like about it. It's just weird to see on the bottom. It says Jack wills himself back into his wolf-like form, ... on the next page, and goes hunting.
Oh, see, it was just very tiny. I thought it was
it's a weird way to present editorial or narrative.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's narrative. Yeah, which is weird.
So he's stalking the rooftops of the studio, and he finds Malice and says, "There you are, you weasel!" And he jumps off the roof and he's swooping down. And Malice says, "Help!" And he does the thing where you clutch your claws together and punch up. Says, "Oh, lay off it, Malice. After all, who'd want to come help a low life like you?" And he punches him like inside the set of a studio. And then he's in a saloon set. And he thinks to himself, man, ever since I was a kid going to double features, I've wanted to do this. So he's got Malice up over his head. He's like, hey, stop, no! And he throws him into the mirror over the bar. Crash! And he thinks, ha, you're lucky it's only Hollywood glass. That's kind of cool. I love the thought of like young Jack Russell going to see a double feature Western and like just wanting to mop the bar with some fucking scumbag. And
he gets to do it. Dream come true.
I love it. I actually kind of enjoy the fact that all of this takes place on a movie set. I feel like if this were to have taken place in a random setting or location, it would have been even more terrible. At least it gives it some fun. And I love that he's like, oh, I've been wanting to do this since I was a child. And I love that last panel. Now, some of that has to be judo, no?
Oh, good question.
Some of it, I don't know.
I don't care.
Well, body slamming is always a drink.
Yeah, body slamming is a drink as well. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you, Michelle. Just having this movie studio thing going on like takes the sting out of the kind of not great storytelling. Like
a little bit.
Even if it's just making me think of Werewolf by Night 19, whoever that was, with the Vampires on the Moon. Like just
Vampires on the Moon.
If nothing else, better times.
Better times, friends. Jack has seen better times. But on the next page, we see the Hornet, found the Hornet. He's flying upside down now, singing "Row, row, row your boat," in case you needed to be reminded that he's had a psychotic break. And so Spider-Woman finds him, is super pissed because he, of course, she still thinks that he, basically killed Scotty. So she just starts beating the shit out of him midair and is just like, where is he? Where's Scotty? And just keeps punching him. Oh, she really does. She goes crazy. It's like, what have you done with him? Better answer my questions, you slimy blue-bellied insect. Before, and then he says, hey, no need to get so frantic, web doll. And then he's about to give one of his lethal sting blasts, she calls them. And then she says, can't take any more chances with this maniac. Got to put him to sleep now. And shoots him with a nice venom blast. And I kind of like that final panel there.
I do too, but
I don't know why, but
Scotty,
I do
Scotty
like it.
Scotty called her web doll when he was transitioning, and she didn't pick up on it.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I know.
I hate that. She should know by now. There's no excuse.
She's a smart cookie. There's no reason that she would fall for this.
She immediately knew that Malice was the one that manipulated Jack into turning in the werewolf and being his puppet somehow, but she doesn't get like an immediate callback to her best friend.
Yeah,
I know.
That makes zero sense. Now, at the bottom panel, I don't like her face there, but other than that, it's actually, no, you guys, I don't like that bottom panel. Her hands.
I like the right side of the panel.
Yeah, I think I was focusing more on the right side of the panel too, trying to ignore the deficiencies of the left.
I think we're all just happy to see him dead because he's so annoying.
Is he dead?
It's like, oh, maybe not.
Well, the Hornet at least, as we'll find out.
So she pulls a mask off on the final page. Scotty! Oh, dear heaven, what have I done? So she picks him up. You'll be all right, Scotty. I can get you a doctor within minutes. And she's like, what are you doing, Jessica? He's unconscious. He can't hear you. So indeed, 5 days later, at the bottom of the page, we see Scotty in the hospital. He's like, Spider-Woman? Is that? She's like, it's me, Scotty. And don't worry, it's just another week or two. You're going to be good as new. Malice is back in jail, and according to the doctors, all you needed to get well again was 4 or 5 days of rest, long enough for Malice's drugs to wash out of your system. As for your Hornet wings and other powers, they're already gone. He's like, Hornet powers or no Hornet powers, Spider-Woman, I sure hope I never have to mix it up with you again. Because take it from a retired supervillain, you sure do pack one heck of a wallop.
Why? Why
Terrible.
do you have to end it like that?
Terrible ending.
Oh.
I like sitcom, early 80s sitcom bad ending.
Yeah. No, that's a Three's Company ending.
Yeah.
She looks great in that last panel, though. That's like the only good thing about this ending.
Yep.
Yeah. I do. Cool. I like the art in this last panel, but it does look like very like soap opera-esque.
I like soap operas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I guess, well, compared to the previous page, this is beautiful.
True.
Yeah, totally.
That is a good point.
Definitely.
I just wanted, I wanted some closure with Jack in this storyline.
No, he just disappears.
Yeah.
Does he come back in the next? No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't come back till 49, I think, right, Matt?
48, 49, but like.
I know. It's, this was, yeah. Should we move into final thoughts? I think we're all kind of ready to lay waste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have Michelle go first. What are your final thoughts on this?
So I don't like it as much as I remember. We're going to circle back to that. I think my favorite parts of the issue are the cover and those first few pages with Jack in the story. There are some cool moments, but I think overall the writing was annoying, just like the Hornets character in general. And I don't like how Spider-Woman is dumbed down in this issue. It was really cool having Jack here, but the way his face is drawn a lot of the time bugs me. And I guess I'd give it like a 5 out of 10, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with Jack being used as a weapon, like just being his agency and humanity removed and someone, using him. So that aspect was cool. I think
that was cool too. I agree that it's kind of a cool storyline there. And I do like the, like we talked about the movie set that was unique. That's all I got though.
Yeah. And I personally, as a person who read the last, whatever issues, I kind of like the Hornet storyline. It ended way too fast. In modern times, that would have been like 6 months to a year of like, your best friend who's a paraplegic, you would never think would be as, a superpowered individual is doing stuff and he's like not in control of his own ego or whatever. Like that's kind of cool. Or split personality, something that's fascinating. Tons of ground there to milk for stories, but It ends pretty fast. Like he's just last issue, he's a full on hero / chauvinist dickhead, and this issue, he's done. Just felt like a massive mishandling of every character involved, really. Jacob?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't understand how this is the same Michael Fleischer that wrote some of our favorite and darkest mainstream comics up to this time. I don't get it. I mean, Matt, you and I, we never have jumped onto the we hate Jim Shooter bus. Nope. We are not those guys. We think that Shooter may be difficult to work with, but that he did a lot of good. I feel like this issue, to me, feels like the worst parts of Shooter editorial at the time, which is the dumbing down of characters, especially female characters, the just everything about it, simplifying it. This is fucking Spidey Super Stories, and it shouldn't be. This is Spider-Woman. This was body horror and weirdness, and Grunwald had, painted such a cool picture and cool story with these characters. And from what you're telling me, Matt, Fleischer's kind of not done a terrible job, but has basically dismantled all the good that Grunwald had done in his run. And now at the end, and I don't know how long Fleischer's going to be on the book for, I think a while still. It just doesn't seem like
5 issues or so.
Okay, all right. So yeah, and then Claremont takes over. I think towards the end of the run, but I don't know who does
the last 10 issues or so. I think it's Claremont.
Okay, so I mean, maybe it's gonna get a little better, but I don't know. This screams of Shooter being like, dumb it down for the kids.
Was it Shooter or O'Neill?
No, I mean, this does not feel like something that Denny O'Neill would have done. I mean, Shooter, O'Neill's the editor on this, but, Shooter's flexing his muscles at this period. He's editor-in-chief.
EIC level.
Yeah, he's editor-in-chief. It's 1980. Like, he's really starting to flex his power. And I feel like the dumbing down of books like this that maybe weren't Marvel's top sellers, but were still going because they had a bit of a devoted fan base. A fan base that I don't think Fleischer nor Shooter understood. And this shows.
Well, that's a bummer. Grunwald's run was so amazing. I can't imagine if that had just gone like unhampered.
I know, right?
How much great stuff would have come out of there.
Well, Matt, this is a rare one for us. We rarely dislike a book as much as we have this one. And there were good things to it. There's different parts of the art that Mooney and Lealoha did were pretty cool, but they were few and far between, those panels. As far as the whole, this was not a good issue in my opinion.
Disappointing.
It is. Sure. And we haven't had a lot of those. Yeah. We've been lucky.
So are you sending Michelle buttons, or how does this work? I don't even know what happens now. I feel like we're just in new territory.
No, this is why.
So you guys can go and leave a review. Send an email and shout out to the Pack brothers and sisters. And until next time.
Yeah.
We're disappointed. All right.
Yeah, okay. This is why we have a veteran guest like Michelle on to navigate these difficult waters that we are not used to really not digging an issue. Matt, I feel like you and I, though we may be curmudgeonly in our regular existence on this show, we try to be pretty positive. We try to look on the bright side. We try to enjoy the goofiness of these issues, not take them too seriously. But I feel like this issue, kind of bugged us in a lot of ways that we are particular about.
So to me, it wasn't that bad, but I think if somebody else would have written it, the plot wouldn't have felt as terrible. I think it was the dialogue for me of the Hornet that just really just drove the knife in.
Yeah, 100%. The dialogue was the worst part of this. The story was cool in a way. Going to the movie studio was cool. It had a lot of potential that I think was kind of squandered.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, I don't think it knew what it wanted to be.
No.
And I don't think Fleischer's steering this ship in the right direction. I don't know what to say. I loved reading the first 20 issues of this book. It was so fun. It was a revelation to me. It was revelatory. And since issue 21, it felt I mean, it starts off with a new leading character that's a buddy of the heroine, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's
bounty hunter. Like it's just.
Yeah, that is strange because I liked the magic, like the Darkhold and Magnus, like the sorcery, like that was involved in Morgan Le Fay. Yeah,
that was Magnus.
Yeah, and then the body horror and stuff, and the weird Brothers Grimm storyline. Those were all great. Once that left, I kind of felt like it was adrift. Like making her a bounty hunter seemed like it was a bad decision. Like let's make her an anti-hero, or like I mean, not even an anti-hero, just a superhero. Whereas before she was like, I'm trying to figure out who I am and what my life is.
Much more interesting.
Yeah, much more interesting. Now that she's decided she's a bounty hunter, it's kind of goofy and just aimless to me.
Yeah, because part of her appeal is that she broke away to go on this journey to figure out what her purpose is. And then you're telling me she's just going to become a bounty hunter? No.
No, I'm with you. Matt, we have a couple more issues of Spider-Woman that we're going to talk about. So hopefully there'll be some improvements.
Hopefully, Chris Claremont takes over at some point in the 40s. I think the book was canceled at issue 50.
So Claremont's going to be writing the last couple issues. I think we're dealing with 2 more issues, I think, of Spider-Woman. And so Claremont will be writing those, which I hear good things about that guy. So
yeah, that should be interesting. And then Spider-Woman 50 is that goofy like photo cover, isn't it?
Yeah. And
I think
it's a cool issue, but it's one of those things where Werewolf by Night appears, but like it's kind of like a this is your life thing. He's not in it much,
like a flashback, or that'll be interesting.
It's not even that. I don't want to spoil it, but
yeah, that'll be a quick episode.
In it, and it was added to the list because he's in it. So
yeah,
got it.
Yeah, well, Michelle, thanks for being on the show with us, even on this slightly disappointing issue. It's always nice to have you. I know most people who listen to this show know who you are, but in case this is your first exposure to Michelle, you are under the Moonlit Comics banner, and you have an Instagram and a YouTube channel. You've been taking a little time off recently, but that's going to be coming back up. We always love your posts, and you last time I saw you on YouTube, you did a live chat with a friend of yours, an interview for a comic called Endangered, correct?
Yeah, John McCarthy, a friend of mine. This is his first comic, so that was a fun time interviewing him, getting to hear a little bit more about his process, and I'm very proud of him for launching that. So, but yeah, if you follow me on YouTube, like you said, Jacob, I'm taking a little break, but I plan to come back maybe in October. I do a comic book spotlight series where I have a different theme each episode. I mostly do live streams. I find that easier and a lot more fun. So I can invite friends from the community on. And but other than that, I'm usually on Instagram posting books from my collection or just following everyone in the community. I love to chat comics. Even if I am a little bit off the radar at the moment, you can always reach out to me there. It's at Moonlit Comics. So yeah, this has been great, guys. Sorry the issue was a little bit of a bummer, but it's always fun to talk to you guys, no matter the subject or the issue. So thank you so much for having me again as a guest.
Yeah, having you on definitely cheered up the, brightened up the corners of the place for sure.
Yeah, this would have been a sad episode if it was just me and Matt. We would have just been like, but no, having you on made it a lot better. So thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So this week on the bonus show, by the way, we're talking about a 70s TV movie from the producer-director Dan Curtis, who is most famous for Dark Shadows and Kolchak the Night Stalker and other Burnt Offerings, other type of works. Mm-hmm. We're talking about that, and The Ursa Scourge continues. I'm still following the tracks of the infamous 80s vigilante villain killer. And you can join us there if you want to get a weekly bonus show every week That's redundant. I know. You can go to patreon.com/werewolfbynight. There's several levels. If you join us at $2 a month, you get the audio version of the bonus show, but $3 and above is a video version, which is really what we're doing there. There's clips from the films. There's visual stuff that I add in. And we recently added the Star God level. Some of our supporters were choosing to support us at the $10 a month level. And I felt that that should be recognized. So I made a Star God tier. So if you are one of those people and haven't done that yet, go in and edit your membership and just move over to the Star God tier. It's on you. I tried to do it, and Patreon contacted me and said, you cannot do that. That has to be the patron who moves over to the Star God tier. So if you folks are donating $10 a month and you want to be a Star God, which is $10 a month, you edit your membership and just switch over. It doesn't change anything. But I can't do it for you. I'm sorry. I tried.
All right, so yeah, for the Star God tier, we're going to mention them first, Matt?
Of course.
Platinum status and all?
Thank you very much to our Star Gods, our beloved barbarian deities.
Michael G.,
Johnny Turner,
Josh Link, and Jackson T. Overstreet.
And thank you to our Pack Brothers and Pack Sisters, Tim Tucker,
Brian from Marvel by the Month,
Jeff Fitzpatrick,
Caleb,
Ben M.,
someone named Michelle from Moonlight Comics. Okay.
Mark Nivens,
Rob Haferman,
Russ from Tomes of Evil,
Eric Hadley,
Brad Elmore of the Brad Elmore Forest,
Tony Iupi,
Jared C.,
Brink,
Ryan from Across the Bifrost, a Mighty Thor podcast,
Bill from Long Island,
and David D. Thank you for supporting the show. You make the show awesome. All right, Michelle, you rule. That's clear, right?
You guys rule. Thank you so much. This was a pleasure and an honor, as always, my friends. And hopefully we can link up for some fun monster content in October.
That is
Stay
the idea.
tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying to cook some ideas here. We got some grits on the stove for some October content, but stay tuned, right? They need to follow you on Instagram or...
And on YouTube. Yeah,
on
subscribe
YouTube.
to my YouTube channel and then hit the little bell and you'll be notified for all that fun stuff down the line.
Wonderful. And I will be including links to both of those things in the show notes.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us again. And thanks for joining us this week, listeners. If you want to give us some voicemail, call us at 971-220-5865. That's 971-220-JUNK. You can always find us on Instagram at werewolf_by_night_podcast or on Twitter at werewolf podcast. No, at werewolf. No, it is. No.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Werewolf Podcast.
Yeah, we're on Twitter
so
at Werewolf Podcast. We got that one.
Yeah, we got that one. Remember?
Yeah. Cool. Till we meet again beneath the full moon, furry ones, here's howling at ya.